So, good afternoon to one all. So we are discussing about the pacemakers. So pacemaker systems. So when in the last class we are discussed about how these pacemaker systems are used for the providing artificial impulses for the patients whose pace rate is decreases due to different problems, that is a slow heart rate and arrhythmia. And today we'll see what are the different types of pacemakers which are generally used for providing the impulses. So when the sinoatrial node is not providing or not functioning properly, so in such situation we have to apply the this impulse signals, electrical impulse signals to the atria and ventricles, okay, to make the contractions of the heart. Okay, so the types of the pacemakers are classified based upon the pacing modes. So how these impulses are applied to the heart, it depends upon the type of the pacing modes. Okay, so competitive. So pacing modes are basically divided into two types. One is competitive, and second one is non-competitive. So in the competitive, we have only one type, that is fixed rate, that is asynchronous type of the asynchronous type, and remaining are synchronous type. So non-competitive. So non-competitive. So that is nothing but these are synchronous type. So in this non-competitive type, again there are two types. One is ventricular programmed, and another one is atrial programmed. So one is the applied for the ventricles, and another is applied for the atrial. Okay. So again, the type of pacemakers which are applied for the ventricles are divided into two types. One is R wave inhibited, that is demand type of, we can call it as demand type, and another one is R wave triggered. This is a standby type. We can call it as standby. And for the coming to atrial program, it is P wave synchronized. So P wave synchronous pacemaker. With this pulse, we can have the type of the pacemaker is P wave synchronous pacemaker or atrial synchronous pacemaker. Atrial synchronous pacemaker. So with this we have different nearly 5 types of the pacemakers are there. So the first one is a ventricular asynchronous pacemaker. This is fixed rate pacemaker. This is a competitive type of the pacemaker. Okay, and the next one is a ventricular synchronous pacemaker. This is a trigger type. So R wave triggered, that is a standby type. And third one is ventricular inhibited pacemaker. Ventricular inhibited pacemaker or demand pacemaker. Ventricular inhibited or demand pacemaker. This is the R wave inhibited pacemaker, or we can call it as a demand pacemaker. And the next one is atrial synchronous pacemaker. So atrial synchronous pacemaker. Okay. So atrial sequential ventricular inhibited pacemakers. These are the 5 types of pacemakers generally used. Okay. So coming to the first one, ventricular asynchronous pacemaker. So ventricular asynchronous pacemaker. So it is the first type of the pacemakers and can be used in atrium or ventricles. So it is the first type of pacemaker we can apply for use it for atrium or ventricles. So it has simplest mechanism and longest battery life. So it has the simplest mechanism and long battery life, and also cheap, and you can easy to check, and the least sensitive devices to outside interference. So it will least sensitive. So it does not sense to, it does not sense the any interferences. So it will least sensitive to the interference. So while measuring, while applying the signals, these pulses to the heart, okay, electrical pulses to the heart, it does not respond. It does not respond to the interference. So while we are inserting these particular electrodes to the heart, so some other than the heart pulses, so this particular system does not respond to the interference. Some other signals may be mixed in the signal, mixed with the actual signal. So does further changes, this particular system does not respond. Okay, so insensitive. So this pacemaker is suitable for patients with either a stable total AV block, a slow atrial rate, or atrial arrhythmia. Okay, so this type of the pacemakers we can apply when the patients either a stable or total AV block, atrioventricular node block. Okay, a slow atrial rate or atrial arrhythmia. In any case, we can use this particular ventricular synchronous pacemaker. So it is basically a stable multivibrator. So what we can say that the previous lecture that a pacemaker is a combination of the pulse generator and the electrodes, a set of electrodes. So pulse generators are nothing but here the pulses produce so square wave pulses. Okay, so that square wave pulses are applied to the uh, it will apply to the circuit. Okay, differentiator circuit. That differentiator circuit will be converts the square wave pulses into the trigger pulses, and those trigger pulses are applied to the heart. Okay, so the basic circuit is nothing but an astable multivibrator. Basically, an astable multivibrator is used as a pulse generator first of all. Okay, and this provides a stimulus at a fixed rate irrespective of the behavior of the heart rhythm. Okay, so this astable multivibrator will be produced as the output, so with a fixed rate. So it does not check the what is the generation of the heart rate. So how much rate it is generating, the cardiac output is generating. So it does not irrespective of the behavior of the heart rhythm. So it produces constant period of the output signal. It produces constant period, fixed rate. So we can call it as it is a fixed rate pacemaker because it produces the pulses with a fixed rate. Okay, irrespective of the behavior of the heart rhythm. It does not consider the how the heart is produced, rhythm is changing. Okay, whether it is producing slow rates or fast rates, it does not bother about that. Without that, it just simply produces the pulses for a given for a fixed rate. Okay. There may be competition between the natural heartbeats and the pacemaker beats. So it maybe competition between the natural heartbeats and the pacemaker beats. So this is the circuit diagram for the ventricular asynchronous pacemaker. So the first one is in the olden days, that is early days, that is TV type of the blocking oscillator with a transformer is used as a fixed rate pacemaker. So in the previously, uh, these electronic components is, I mean, the miniature of the electron components is not there. Okay, so that's why they would use like a TV type blocking oscillator with a transformer. which is used as a fixed rate pacemaker. So after some days, the transistorized blocking oscillator with a pulse amplifier is used as an pacemaker. After that, transistorized blocking oscillator. So by using the transistor, so they are developed the blocking oscillators, and that blocking oscillator will produce the pulses. Okay, and after the generation of those pulses, it will be amplified, and amplified pulses are applied to the heart. After that, so the large scale integration techniques and very large scale integration techniques, the size of these generating or this pacemaker size was very decreased. Okay, so nowadays a fixed rate pacemaker is fabricated. Okay, on a single large scale integrated circuit. Okay, VLSI, large scale LSI technology, large scale integration techniques. Okay, so based upon that, by using these techniques, the entire these particular circuits are constructed on a small chips integrated circuits technology, IC technologies. Okay, so basically it is a square wave generator. So if you consider the first part of the system is, so here we have two referential amplifiers. This is the this is the first part of the that is a square wave generator, and this one is the monostable multivibrator, positively triggered monostable multivibrator. Okay, so here it will produces the output in the form of square wave pulse generator. Okay, and it is nothing but an unstable multivibrator. So it produces the square wave pulses based upon the values of R and C. R and C value. So based upon this C value and R value. So C value is sorry. Here there is a misrepresentation. That is this is the C and this is the R. R and C. This is R. Okay. So R and C, these two are. So R value is 500 kilo ohms and C value is 1 microfarads. So based upon this, we can produce the time period. So the time period T is equals to, so minus 2 RC ln of 1 minus alpha by 1 plus alpha. So who is this producing this one, this block? So this square block who is producing, how it is coming? Please move this window away. Emma, please move this window away. So how it is coming? Is it problem with me or others? So while giving lecture for the finalists, we are not getting such type of blocks. Only for your class only. What is the reason? I don't know. Okay. So here the square wave generator will produces the square pulses with a pulse rate, time period, and a time duration. So like this, the pulse rates, so with a time delay. Okay. So time period T is given as time period T is given as minus 2 RC integral of 1 minus alpha by 1 plus alpha. So whereas alpha is a feedback volume fraction, voltage fraction, alpha is a feedback voltage fraction. So that is depends upon alpha is nothing but R2 by R1 plus R2 is nothing but R2 by R1 plus R2. So based upon this ratio and the values of RC, R and C values, the time period will be changes. We can change the time period of the generated square wave pulses or the pulse generator. Okay, we can adjust the time period and the time duration. Okay, this particular duration we can adjust based upon the considering values of R and C values and alpha. Alpha is based upon the R1 and R2. Okay, so with this we can get the time period T is equals to 0.8589. 85. Okay. So the period of this oscillation can be changed by changing alpha or the time constant RC. Okay. So the maximum output voltage will depends upon the Vsat. So plus Vsat and minus Vsat. So here the maximum voltage is plus Vsat and minimum voltage is minus Vsat. We can adjust the voltage in between these two values only. So after this particular square wave is generated and that voltage is applied to as the input for this second differential amplifier stage. It is nothing but a okay. So after generation of the square wave output, so we have to apply for the this is a generation of the monostable multivibrator. So it produces the positive trigger pulses. Positive trigger pulses. So here we have a capacitor CC. See, this is a coupling capacitor and a diode. And here we have capacitance and resistors. So here, when the positive pulse of the square wave is applied, and the positive pulse of the square wave is applied to this multivibrator, monostable multivibrator. So this the positive square pulse is applied. So it will be applied to the diodes. So positive pulse for the positive pulse, this the diode D1 is this diode is forward bias and the voltage is appears across the R4. Okay, and the voltage drop across R4 is connected to the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. Okay, and from this side we will it will act as like a differentiator. So it will act as like a differentiator. So for the differentiator we will get the trigger pulses. We will get the trigger pulses. So we will get the trigger pulses, and that is the positive trigger pulses will be generated. So like this, we have the output of the monostop multivibrator. So here the delay time, so TD. So pulse duration. So that is the pulse duration is obtained based upon this capacitance CC and R4, R3 resistors, R3, R4 resistors. So the generation of these pulses will depends upon the values of CC, that is coupling capacitor, and values of R4 and R3. And okay, so like this, it will produce the positive pulses, and these positive pulses are applied to the heart. These are applied to the heart. Okay, so like this, in a ventricular asynchronous pacemaker, we will first it will generate the square wave pulses, and the square wave pulses are applied to the monostop multivibrator. So monostop multivibrator produces the positive triggered pulses, and those positive trigger pulses are applied to the ventriculars. Okay, so by that it will be, use the excitations, and it will produce due to that the contraction of the heart will be occurs. And there are some disadvantages with this technique. So these are the So by using the fixed rate pacemaker, the heart rate cannot be increased to match greatest physical effort. So we cannot match the we cannot match the heart rate. Okay, heart rate cannot be increased to match the greater physical effort. So just giving some pulses. It is like a basic type of pacemaker. Okay, so just it will produces the signals with a fixed rate, and it does not produce the heart rate to the extent. Okay, and stimulation with the fixed impulse frequency results in the ventricles and atria beating at different rates. So with this fixed rate frequencies, with the fixed rate we can apply to the heart rate, so that results in ventricles and atria beating at different rates. Okay, this varies the stroke volume of the heart, which causes some loss in the cardiac output. So by applying this fixed rate pacemaker or ventricular asynchronous pacemaker, that causes the beating of the ventricles and atria will be changes. Okay, the beating rate of the atria and ventricles will be changes. This causes there is a change in the stroke volume, and due to that, the generation of the cardiac output will be changes. So that's why this type of the pacemaker is not that much of useful. And coming to the next one is ventricular synchronous pacemaker. We can call it as a standby pacemaker. Standby pacemaker. Standby pacemaker, or we can call it as a R-wave triggered triggered pacemaker. So because it will senses the R-wave signal, so the generated R-wave signal, and based upon that, so it will act and produces the output signal, and that output signal is applied again to the heart. So for that purpose, it will be using only single electrode. So this is here we are using a single electrode. So this is the single electrode. So which will be used for sensing of the R wave, and it will be also used as stimulating the applying the voltage. So the generated voltage should be applied to the heart. So stimulating electrode. So stimulating means you are applying some voltage. Okay, you are applying some voltage. So by that it will be reacts. Okay, So the same electrode is using for the sensing, and after sensing that, it will compass with the predefined period of time, and if there is any problems are occurred within that, the sensed R wave is produced in the same pulse rate, okay, time with the pulse rate. So if it is producing pulse rate, it does not produce any output. So if there is some variation in the pulse rate, so this uh, standby pacemaker or ventricular synchronous pacemaker will produce as the pulses based upon the fixed rate pacemaker. So here in this case, fixed rate pacemaker is part of the ventricular synchronous pacemaker. Fixed rate pacemaker is a part of the ventricular synchronous pacemaker, that is a standby pacemaker. Okay, so here one thing we can understand that. So this is the electrode. So this electrode signal is sent to the amplifier and filter. Amplifier and filter. First of all, it senses the R wave. Okay, so when we put a electrode at the heart, so first the heart will produces the P wave and also produces the QRS waveform. P wave, QRS and TU waveforms. It will produces the cardiac output. Okay, so here we can observe, we can get the both the waveforms P and QRS waveform by this electrode. So by this electrode we will get the both P and QRS waveform. So but here we are more important on the QRS complex waveform. We are more important to analyze the time elapsed for producing of the QRS waveform, how much time it was taken to generate this QRS waveform is the more interest or more concentration that we have to understand. Okay, so to analyze that one, so to that the the implanted or electrode will be senses the both the P waveform, QRS waveform, but we have to analyze the R waveform, that is QRS waveform only. So that's why the P waveform will be, P waveform will be blocked and QRS waveform will be allowed. So for that, you are using a filter. Here we are using a filters, and these filters will block the P waveform and allows the QRS waveform, and that QRS waveform will be allows, and before allowing after allowing the or after allowed the power through filter, so that QRS waveform will be amplified by the amplifier circuit, and that signal is given to refractory period control and timing circuit. So here we are using a timing circuit. Here we are using a timing circuit. This timing circuit will be compares the actual generated R waveform and the reference waveform. So already in inbuilt we have a comparison with that. So what is the required or set point of the R wave period? So how much time it will be produced? Okay, if the sensor signal or the obtained signal is also producing that much of time period or not? Okay, if it is producing the same time period, then this fixed rate pacemaker does not produce any signals. Does not produce any signals. If it is the time elapsed for production of the QRS waveform is more than the reference value, then the fixed rate pacemaker will produce as the pulses, trigger pulses, and those trigger pulses are amplified by the output amplifier and applied to the heart through the same electrode. So what is the same electrode? Okay, so the same electrode is used for the sensing of the R wave and applying of the uh, output. So the output from the output amplifier will be applied to the heart by using the same electrode. Okay, so this refractory period is will differentiates. So we have to differentiate the signal which is applied, which is the signal which is collected from the heart, and the signal which is applied for the heart. Okay, that should be differentiated. Okay, and this is the refractory period is nothing but the period after the sensing the signal. Okay, so like this, it will be having difference. So sensing period, how much time it will be taken after sensing and comparison of the actual signal. Again, we have to produce the pulses by using the fixed rate pacemaker, and those fixed rate pacemakers will be pulses from fixed rate pacemaker will apply to output amplifier, and output amplifier will be applied to pulses. And after certain period of time, again the sensor will be senses the R waveform. Okay, actually it senses the P and QRS waveform, three output waveforms. That is ECG nothing but it is a combination of the P waveform, QRS complex waveform, PQRS, TU. Okay, but these TU are somewhat less importance when compared to P wave and QRS waveform. So when compared to P and QRS waveform, QRS waveform is the more important than the P waveform, because P waveform is obtained when the atria will produces the pulses, and after reaching the AV node, these pulses will reach in the AV node. These pulses will be applied. The atrioventricle node will apply the pulses to the ventricle, and due to that, it will produce as the high voltage. The peak value of the R wave is very high when compared to P value. So like this, we have ECG waveform. Okay, so this is the P waveform. This is the Q. This is the R. This is S, P, R, S, some T and U. Okay, like this we have QRS waveform, PQRS ECG waveform. So out of this, this QRS, so this is called as complex waveform. QRS complex waveform. So the amplitude of the R wave is different from the P wave. So R wave voltage is very high when compared to P wave. So and the generation time is also very high when compared to P wave. So if this period of time, generation period time is very is very high, it means it was taken some more long time for production of this, so that leads to some problem in the heart contractions. If the generated waveform has actually this is the standard time period for production of the QRS waveform. If something problem, some blockages, heart blocks, so the generation of this PQRS waveform was happened for this time period, so then it is a problem. So the R waveform, the electrode will be senses both these waveforms, P and QRS waveforms. So at this filter stage, we will make cut off this P waveform and allows only QRS waveform, and it should be amplified. Okay, and after that amplifying that signal, so it is applied to the time circuit. Here the timer circuit will compares the time taken for the QRS waveform and the with reference. It is the reference. So depending upon these variations, so if it is time is the time equal, then it does not produce any output. Okay, because it is producing with its own. If there is any problem is occurred, that is something was happened, that is due to some heart blocks, so the time period may be increased, and due to that increase of the time, so we have to produce the impulses or the time. Okay, so that the production of the pacemaker, activation of this fixed rate pacemaker is done by the timing circuit, depending upon comparison of the actual R wave and the with the reference one. This is the reference. Okay, So like this, the timing circuit will produces the pulses, and those pulses are applied to the fixed rate pacemaker. So if it is completing, okay, the generated output is based upon the timing references, okay, and according to that it will produce the output pulses, and those output pulses will be applied to the ventricle, okay, right ventricle, okay, applied to the right ventricle, okay, and the for that application also this electrode will be used. So this electrode will be acts as a sensor and also an output voltage, okay, applying the output voltage to the right ventricle, and once applying the output voltage to the ventricle, so again it will produce as the proper contraction of the heart, and due to that we will get the actual functionality of the organs of the body. Okay, so like this by using this electrode, it will continuously senses the generation of R waveform, okay, continuously senses. It continuously senses the R waveform and compares with the timing circuit, and according to that timing circuit it will produce as the output, so whether it should be applied or not. So like this we have a ventricular synchronous pacemaker, that is standby pacemaker. So when we call it as standby, suppose here we have a motor and here we have another motor. So here this is a machine, okay. So this machine is run by using this motor. Generally we are running this particular machine or some device is running with this machine, this motor. This is the motor. If this motor is problem is occurred, that is some coil was it is not rotating due to some any problem, okay, so then suddenly we does not stop this process, so we are placed another motor here. So this motor is connected to this machine is connected to this motor. Now this motor will becomes as a standby motor, so you can call it as a standby motor. So after repairing of this first motor, this is the first motor, this second motor. After repairing of this first motor, again we will connect this machine to the first motor.